In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
Perfect. C3 fans, what's up again? It's your man, Cody Lashley, back with another edition of the C3 Film Room. And listen, I'm going to come clean with you. I know that this isn't the pick that's going to happen for the Carolina Panthers. I know it. You know it. We both know it. But today, we are talking about one of my favorite prospects in this year's draft. And it's a player that I've been really high on for a long time after watching his film. And that's Jaelan Phillips, defensive end out of Miami. And my goodness, this young man is a ball of fire. He is 6'5", 266 pounds, 21 years old. This guy is an absolute beast out there on the field. He was able to step into the spotlight after Gregory Rousseau opted out this year for the Hurricanes. And, man, he stepped right up, took the number 15 after Gregory Rousseau let him have it. And then, Jaelan Phillips went on to have one of the better seasons at defensive end, in my opinion. Former five-star recruit, number 3 recruit in the country in the 2017 recruiting class, right under Trey Smith, fellow offensive line tackle from this year's class, and Isaiah Wilson, the defunct former right tackle from the Tennessee Titans. So this man was a very high-level prospect, had some concussion concerns, had some injury concerns. Maybe we'll go into it a little bit deeper later on. Also, the day before the draft, I'm planning on doing a live draft Q&A where you can ask me whatever question you want. We can talk about a bunch of different players. I'll ask a bunch of your questions. You can give me your thoughts and opinions. That's probably going to be the day before the draft. But listen, man, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's get into the film. Today we're going to be watching film against Duke, Virginia Tech, and my Clemson Tigers. So I'll be as unbiased as I can possibly be and break down this incredible football player. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell for every time we go live. A few words of advice: if the stream, for whatever reason, goes down for copyright BS, let me know in the chat room and I'll be able to pull it down. And the stream should be able to come back up in a second. All right, so without further ado, like my man Tin Tizzy says, kick this fucking mule, Lee. Let's jump into it and look at Jaelan Phillips, defensive end from Miami. Very exciting prospect and player, and I'm pumped to show him to you. Lined up here on the bottom, number 15 in your programs, and nice little inside swim maneuver. Gets his hands on Chase Bryce and affects the play. That's an assisted sack right there. And that's just beautiful stuff, man. That's a just really, really good hand placement. Inside swim maneuver, gets inside, and you're going to see this a bunch on his film. The inside swim is by far his best technique that I've been able to see him use. So we're looking for hand placement, what he does against the run, how aggressive he is, how well he gets to the back foot against offensive tackles. And now let's just keep watching. There it is again. Beautiful little inside swim. Fast, too. Remember, this dude is 6'5", 266 pounds. Tenacious. Spins back to the play, finds the quarterback, locates the football, and that guy saves the play right there. Never gave up even after he got stonewalled by the tackle and the guard. Able to get upfield, affect the throwing lane of the quarterback on that play. Now, this is what I don't love. They'll put him inside over the center at like a nose technique sometimes. I'm not a fan of him doing this on the second level, obviously. He's too agile and too fast and quick around the edge for him to stay living on the inside like that. That's just not where he's going to make his money. Quick to the back foot. Now, see, there is a little issue because sometimes he'll get too aggressive and he'll be a little bit too happy with that inside swim maneuver, and he'll work his way back inside and have a wide open running lane for the running back to be able to exploit. I think I went back a little too far. Here we go. So, yeah, hits him with the inside swim. Again, beautiful pass rush maneuver. But he just leaves a wide open space for the running back to sneak through and burn them and pick up an easy first down. And whenever you have players like that, especially on RPOs, offensive head coaches, offensive coordinators, they're going to take advantage of aggressive players like that. And sometimes they'll just run straight at him. Good job being physical, getting his hands inside. Look at that hand placement. Puts his hands into the chest of the offensive tackle and is able to push him back. I still think he has some room to get even stronger than he already is, especially on plays like this. I want to see him use his bull rush, especially if offensive linemen are going to give him their chest like that. I want to see him use his 265 pounds, put your hands right in the chest, and just push him backward. He tries to hit him with that long arm, but sometimes his speed isn't always going to be able to carry him on the next level. Another thing we'll see from the film here is they have him do both things. They'll have him stand up as a 3-4 outside linebacker. Then they'll also have him put his hand in the dirt and just man you up, or just have him straight rush the passer as a 4-3 defensive end. I prefer him with his hand in the dirt like that, but I really don't care too much. I mean, look, versatility is so important in today's NFL. You know, I've been having this conversation online that left tackles and right tackles, players are more and more being asked to play both sides. So, too, I think a lot of these edge defenders are having to not only play both sides of the line, but they have to be versatile enough to play with their hand in the dirt and standing up. And Jaelan Phillips is an example of a person who can and will play both on the next level. And no, Matt Rule loves that position versatility. Let me say this too. If Phillips is the pick, I wouldn't love it at first, especially depending on who's on the board, but I would get over it fast, man. Let me tell you, the prospect of putting this guy on our defensive line, adding him to Brian Burns, Hassan Reddick, and Derek Brown, dude, that might be a nasty pass rush. I don't even care that we're really deep at the position. So look, they try and fake him with the fake one way with the running back, toss it back to the running back, and yeah, my man Jalen's out there dancing. He already knows where the play was going. Makes a good play on the football. Ken Fulkin, see what's going on with you, bro. Happy you could join me. Looking at some Jaelan Phillips film. Yeah, a ton of athletic upside, man. He gets to the back foot really fast. Oh, now see right there, he just slips, trying to bend the arc and just isn't able to run the edge. 704 Charlotte bound. What's going on, bro? Yeah, again, not a fan of him at defensive tackle. Sometimes they'll line him up inside, and that's just not what I want to do with him on the next level. Good job getting his hands in the throwing lanes. If you're not going to be able to get after the quarterback, affect the throw. Get your hands up. That's important. See, inside, I don't love him inside. I think guards would be able to bully him around like you were able to see right there. I think that would happen on the NFL level too. Strong enough, long enough to play with his hand in the dirt as a four down lineman. Lined up to the top. I wish his punch was just a tad earlier. I want him to punch a tad earlier. I want him to extend his hands. Yeah, see, he lets the offensive lineman get his hands to his chest or get the lineman's hands to his chest. And really, I mean, in the trenches, that hand placement warfare is everything. Just like in a fight, you want to be first. And as you can see, when he's not first, when they're able to grab a hold of him, plant their ass, and drop their anchor, sometimes he's not able to bulldoze them off of their spot. So on the next level, he's going to have to put on just a little bit of strength, not a ton, and continue to grow in terms of hand placement and just being aggressive. I want to see him take that bull rush to the next level. Stout and run defense. Close. Play sort of flows away from him on that one. He does a good job at crossing over into different gaps. I mean, he's a nimble guy. Man, look at those hands. Listen, if you're a fan of technique, dude, you have to love that right there. Takes a step, swipes the hands, moves back to the inside. I mean, him cutting off that angle is what allowed his buddy there, his teammate, to be able to shoot that gap and run in on him. Good stuff. Oh, inside swim and just buries my man. That is a big, strong, fast, physical player right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's Jaelan Phillips. We are not done yet. We have some film against Virginia Tech, and there's a lot to love in this film, and there's a lot that he still needs to grow on. So you're going to be able to see how Jaelan is a work in progress who still needs to continue to do some better things on the next level. Now, my one critique is that Miami didn't really move him around a ton, and I wish they would have. I wish they would have put him on the strong side and the weak side of the defensive line, because frankly, I wanted to see him go up against Christian Darrisaw, left tackle from Virginia, and that's a matchup that we just didn't get to see, even though they played on opposing teams this season. Do you see the fast twitch muscle fibers too? I mean, the guy can move very sudden. Does a good job at staying square. Hand in the dirt. Good job using his shoulder, bumping inside, funneling everything back to the inside. He does a good job closing off. Double team there. Good job by the guard to pick up the stunt. Again, I don't love the hand placement right there. A tight end gets his hands on him first and is able to kind of bulldoze him around. Hand placement is absolutely everything in the trenches. Oh, got pancaked. There was not much he could do there. That was him against the entire offensive interior. Shoots hands. Mans you up. Strong at the point of attack. 2nd and 9. Oh, switches stance a little bit. Now he's got the right foot in front. Look how fast he's able to disengage right there. Let's look at that one more time. And look at the subtlety, too. Something just tells him to switch stances one of the first guys off the football, gets around to the back foot, disengages his hands, continues to run the arc. And listen, nothing happens on that play, but that's good technique right there. Just a few seconds longer, and Jaelan Phillips, that's a strip sack. Oh, nasty. Listen, you see it right there. That inside swim maneuver from Jaelan Phillips is absolutely lethal. At one point in time, this is one of the best players in the country before he committed to UCLA. So listen, Femlo Raps, who's another fellow content creator here on YouTube, he did like a documentary video about Jaelan. I highly recommend that you check that out. It's very insightful on his history, his backstory. The man has an incredible backstory, if I'm being honest. Almost had to medically retire from football, and concussions are a concern with him. But when you look into his story, it seems as though the coaching staff at UCLA really did him a disservice by letting him play injured. And that was a problem at UCLA. Again, look up Femlo Raps' video. He does a much better job than I would explaining his backstory. Here, we're just going to break down some of the film. All right, so little RPO, and the quarterback just fakes back to the inside. Right now, just gets caught looking, veers a little too far to the inside, notices too late that the that the quarterback kept the football. And that's something that you'll notice. Whenever you have an aggressive defensive end like him, a lot of times they will run RPOs to that side, to the strong side. Good hustle. Always motors back to the football. How's my stream looking, y'all? Do a double check. Yep. Everything's groovy. Nice pass. Nice job not being fooled. Good eyes, does his job, sets a physical edge, doesn't get tricked. Realizes that the tight end is going to block for him. Makes the tackle. Actually, no, that's a sack right there. That was behind the line of scrimmage. They'll put him at 5 tech sometimes. Again, I like him to be wide, so anywhere between 5 to 7. I'd like for him, even a little bit wider. Those wide 9s, I'm not mad at that either for him. The man is agile. I'm a fan of the Brett Coleman channel, and he made a great comparison by saying he reminded him of a blend between T.J. Watt and J.J. Watt, which that's high regards, but you're able to see a little bit of the physicality and the speed from T.J. Watt and some of the power and the explosiveness on the line from like a J.J. Watt. And I think that's a good comparison for him. Gets bullied around a little bit, sort of lost in the chaos. Oh, that play almost could have been bad. So again, strong. He's physical. He can maintain in the trenches. Yeah, for sure he's top 10 worthy, in my opinion. Now, the stats, he has had around 8.5 sacks last season, and some people might want to see more than that. It was his first year coming back after he never thought that he was going to play football again. So he is still, a ball of clay. You're going to have to mold him a little bit. I understand why other people might not be as high on him as I am. He's my number 9 ranked player on my big board. But I see a ton of potential in him. And he might be a real dominant edge rusher at the next level if the right set of coaches are able to get their hands on him. And that's when I fall in love with players like this. Never gives up. I do think he might slip because of some of his injury concerns also. Teams might be afraid of some of the concussion history. And we'll have to see how that plays out. Other than that, he played this entire season healthy for the Hurricanes. And that position versatility is something that I just think teams are going to continue to covet. They're going to be able to play him, in my opinion, on both sides of the line, standing up or with his hand in the dirt. Him and Brian Burns would be one hell of a 1-2 punch. Good job by the guard and center passing off blocks. Nice little inside swim. But again, because of that inside swim maneuver, they're able to bounce the play to the outside. Comes inside, gets sandwiched in between the guard and the tight end. And the linebacker just isn't able to fill. And they're not able to prevent that bounce to the outside. Kind of bumped around a little bit. There were times when the offensive linemen would just, like that sometimes. Sometimes they'll put him in the dirt. But to me, it's more of hand placement and over-aggression. And it's not like his hand placement is terrible, but I want him to be more physical. But when it comes to just setting an edge and making sure that you're minding your gaps, because it's not just pass rushing, obviously. Beautiful, but this is why you're drafting him. This is why he is a first-round talent. Look at this play one more time. Continues to work, swipes the hands off, gets to the backside shoulder, runs the arc, flattens out, continues through his pass rush, and just boom, gets that sack, man. That's good stuff. First round pick potential play right there. I'll let you see it in slow motion. Hands off, bends the arc, very mobile hips, very fluid hips. He's not stiff. He's able to bend that arc. Him in tandem with another pass rusher would be incredible. Listen, like I said, if the Panthers made this pick, it might not be my first choice, but I would get happy the same way I got mad. That's a promise. I know Panthers are pretty much of the offensive mindset. But listen, I've been doing these film rooms. This is the only real defensive line player that I've done. It's the only one that I'm going to do probably. Unless we draft another one. So I wanted to come on here. I had to do a defensive lineman, man. Just had to. Straight up forward on the RPO. Hands it off to the running back. That's 100% on him. Bad eyes, too. He had time to make that play and find the football. Oh. Right tackle put him down on that one. He just sort of took a bad angle, in my opinion. I mean, you see the stuff, too. Yeah, he definitely took a bad angle on that. on that stunt. But yeah, I mean, you see the reasons why he would be drafted. Swipes the hands off, continues to run the arc, fights through contact. I mean, he definitely has the talent. Hands in his chest. Would like to have seen a tad more punch. Swipes the hands, gets his hands on him, and brings him down for a sack. Tenacity right there, ladies and gentlemen. Continuing to fight through contact. Look, that swipe maneuver is just lethal for my man. The way he's able to get his hands off, continues to fight. Man, once he gets his hands on your jersey, you're done for. Nice stiff arm. Man, you see the explosion, just a raw explosion that he does have. That's an NFL pass rusher. Dropped him back in coverage. They'll do that from time to time. It's not something I would ask him to do a ton, but he does have the ability to do it. Which is frankly something all defensive ends are kind of being asked to do. A lot of these edge rushers, not a lot, obviously, but they are being asked to do it more and more. Oh, what kind of dumb luck was that? Yep, and that's all she wrote for that film. Now let's look at our final bit of film against my team, the Clemson Tigers. Thank you for sticking with me this entire time, by the way. If you're still here, hit the like, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Good job getting his hands up. So this is Tremaine Ankrum that he will be going up against, number 71 for Clemson. And they have a good little match here, man. They have a back and forth battle where one of them will get the best of the other, and then the very next play, the other guy will be the one that gets the upper hand. That swim maneuver is just in a heartbeat. That's a shark right there. Zoosh. Look how fast that is. Gets both of his arms up and around the helmet. I mean, that's whenever he has those big boom moments, those sacks, dude, that's where it's from. Ken Folk NC with the $10. I appreciate you so much, man. Thanks you so much for the love. Definitely appreciate it, man. Hey, man, I love giving people content. If you like watching it, I like doing it. Shout out to Tony Doan for letting me use the YouTube channel. Good tenacity to work back to the ball. Oh, big hit on Trev. I tell you what, if you didn't know Trevor Lawrence was a tough bastard, now you know. Diving interception that I think ultimately didn't count, but you see that Jaelan Phillips never stops working. Goes across the face into the A gap, across the face of the left guard, and damn near gets hands on Trevor Lawrence. Oh, just outrun to the edge. Let's look at that one more time. Yeah, Lin J has a burner. He was just able to get that edge. Oh, high snap. Ken Folk, appreciate you, man. Safe drivings. Yeah, man. Happy you enjoy the content. We get tons of people that tell us they drive trucks and people love to listen to us in the truck. So I appreciate that, man. Happy we're able to make your drive a little better. So again, Tremaine Ankrum just kind of stonewalls him. He tries to turn and cut back inside and just nothing happening. Mr. Frost, appreciate you, bro. Downfield shot. No go. Hands in the chest. Fights through some contact. Dude, Travis Etienne's so fucking fast, bro. Dude, I'm sorry, man. I can't bury my Clemson fan too long. We had a squad. Good play. Again, it just kind of gets lost in the sauce a little bit. Tremaine Ankrum gets his hands on him. I mean, he's stout in run defense. I mean, it's not like they're going to bulldoze Jaelan Phillips off of his spot. My man does have good lower body strength, powerful. Got Trevor calling some audibles. Again, standing up. Drops him back into coverage. Very next play, hands in the dirt. Tremaine Ankrum does a good job of winning some of the hand battles. Oh, that inside swipe maneuver. There it is again. But Tremaine's able to lead him back into the inside. See, right here, a little bit more about hand placement. Right there. I want him to be able to bench press. So get his hand right into the chest, right in between the numbers of the right tackle, and extend. Use that long arm move and use that to throw them aside, man. That's what guys like Khalil Mack and J.J. Watt do so well. They use that big, powerful, stiff arm and use that to their advantage to out-leverage the tackle. And he has the strength to do it. He just needs to continue to develop that technique on the next level. He always does a good job running back to the football. He's never lazy. He always has a motor. Never giving up on the play. Gets a little pressure there. Was able to walk Tremaine Ankrum back. Oh, look at that. Gets to the outside. Listen, whenever he has that speed rush, look, on 3rd and 14, whenever you know it's a pass rushing down, I want this dog to go out there and hunt. And that's what Jaelan Phillips does, man. Oh, Trevor Lawrence is just nimble, is able to run and get away. But look, Jaelan doesn't give up on the play, chases him downfield, and saves the play, prevents him from getting the first down, and the ball ends up being fumbled. Dude, that is a great drive play. That's a great motor. Let's look at that one more time. Oh, one more. Yeah, this was great stuff. This is a great hustle play by Jaelan Phillips. Tremaine Ankrum tries to meet him early, but he's able to just swipe those hands off. And look, he's able to immediately get his hands up in the air, too. So today you're trying to bat down the football. As the quarterback is going to throw on an obvious passing down, bat the football out. Get the football out, force a fumble, and just misses him. But the fact that he hustles and rushes back to make the play, dude, that's motor. That's the type of stuff that'll get you drafted. Good physical push, beating up on Braden Galloway, our tight end. And you should be able to beat up on a tight end. I want my defensive end to bully a tight end around. Travis Etienne, folks. That's the best running back in the country, if you didn't know. All right, not really faked on the RPO, although that was a bad handoff. One more time, fighting through contact. Look how close Jaelan Phillips is to getting his hand on Trevor Lawrence on this play. Dude, high quality stuff right there. That's a fast edge rusher. Disengages, bats the hand off. Has a clean chest. Is able to open up his hips and run through the arc to be able to get to Trevor Lawrence. Dude, this is what's going to get him drafted in the first round, man. Jake the Snake, what's up, bro? Oh, tricked him bad on the RPO. And now this will happen to him sometimes. Those RPOs, they will take advantage of his aggression. Just a simple little toss to the outside. Dude, that's just Travis Etienne, folks. I don't know what else to say. By the way, I know this is completely off topic, but anyone that tries to tell you that Najee Harris is a better running back than Travis Etienne, dude, tell them to kick rocks, bro. Travis Etienne is running back number one. By the way, fantastic play right here. Let's rewind it just a little bit. Good job by the Miami defensive line to stop that run. Jaelan Phillips right here fighting back to the inside. Oh, Trevor Lawrence just fakes. Brilliant with the RPO. Comes back inside. Lowers his shoulder. Goes in for the touchdown. And yeah, listen, that's something that he's definitely going to have to get better on. In goal line situations like that, he is really going to have to prepare himself for those RPOs, especially with the quarterbacks nowadays. Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, all the athletic quarterbacks like Trevor Lawrence that are coming into the NFL. Good job by the guard to pick him up when he swam back inside. All right, folks, there you have it. That is today's film room. I appreciate you all for joining me, man. So listen, if you're watching this after the draft sometime, I'm a fan of Jaelan Phillips, man. I don't know where he'll go. I don't think it'll be to the Carolina Panthers. It wouldn't be my first pick, especially considering if a number of other players are there. But if for whatever reason this was the pick, listen, Jaelan Phillips has the potential to be an absolute nightmare on the edge for a long time to come. A real long time to come. 6'5", 266 pounds. The dude's an animal. I mean, you see his potential in that speed rushing department. The guy is mobile, fast, powerful, long, strong. What more could you ask for in the defensive end? He needs a little bit more molding, a little bit more coaching, but over time, in an NFL strength and conditioning program, that'll happen for him. And this man will be a nightmare. You heard it here first. So hit me up on Twitter at Cody Lack, CODYLAC. Brand new mock draft on Draft Tech right now. Check that out. Panthers comments for the first and the second round. And until Friday, when we do another film room, more than likely on Patrick Surtain, I've been Cody Lashley. Until next time, keep pounding.